You had to ask.
This is the best I can do.
In the previously leaked concept designs of the Vision Quest series, a character we will see as Lady Ultron was introduced. After a long break, Ultron will return in the series, and we will indeed see a female artificial intelligence. However, this AI robot will be Jocasta, created by Ultron. In the Vision Quest series, Ultron will be returning, and it seems he has been suffering from loneliness for a long time, which is why he will do the same things he did in the comics, in the cinematic universe as well. I'll have to explain why this character named Jocasta is important in upcoming Marvel movies. While I'm sharing the latest details about this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video so you won't miss any of the new videos.
Said, what doesn't kill you just makes me stronger.
In the comics, the character Ultron wasn't actually created by Tony Stark. The person who created Ultron was the first Ant-Man, Hank Pym. Ultron was a child obsessed with destroying his father, that is, his creator. In fact, one of his initial goals in the MCU was to wipe out all of humanity, including Tony Stark.
No. How could you be worthy? You're all killers.
He hated even hearing Stark's name or being compared to Stark.
Stark's puppets as hollow men. Look at me. Do I look like Iron Man? Stark he's a sickness.
Aw, Junior. You're gonna break your old man's heart.
Since Ultron had a male-shaped body, he suffered greatly from loneliness. Believing he was alone in the universe, Ultron decided to create a mate for himself. Because Ultron wasn't a god. He accepted the existence of God, but believed that no one in the universe was created alone. So, to ease his loneliness, he had to create a mate. First, he created a body for himself, and this female body would become Ultron's bride. However, he couldn't create a new artificial intelligence to fill this body's mind. Instead, he kidnapped Hank Pym's wife, Janet, and tried to transfer her mind into Ultron's body. At the time, Janet Van Dyne was a superhero known as the Wasp. Even though this attempt by Ultron was stopped by the Avengers, Jocasta had already formed thanks to the knowledge and data taken from Janet. Jocasta was programmed to be loyal to Ultron and managed to come to life despite all the setbacks. In fact, in Avengers Age of Ultron, a large part of Vision's consciousness was formed from Ultron's mind. Even Vision himself admitted this. Although they completed Vision with the help of Jarvis, fragments of Ultron still remained in Vision's mind. Before Ultron was destroyed, he had already created Jocasta. And when Jocasta came to life, her first mission was to bring Ultron back. So, Ultron first created the love of his life, and then used her to bring himself back. In the MCU, it's possible Ultron did the same thing in case he was completely destroyed and created Jocasta before dying.
I was born yesterday.
In the Marvel comics, Jocasta eventually betrayed Ultron and allied herself with the Avengers. In the MCU, the actress who will portray Jocasta has already been announced, and even the original voice of Ultron has returned after many years. So, the character we thought was a female Ultron and who looked incredibly similar to Ultron is actually Jocasta, the one who will bring Ultron back. While we were expecting Vision to start a family, it turns out Ultron already built one for himself. I believe Ultron realized he would be extremely lonely after destroying everything, and that's why he created a mate in Age of Ultron to not begin that loneliness alone. Now, don't give me any examples from the What If series because the stories in What If were not the same as the ones we watched in the MCU. In What If, in every universe where Ultron won, he obtained all the Infinity Stones. But in the MCU, after losing the Vision body and being betrayed by the twins, he was completely alone. Ultron might appear like an emotionless machine, but don't forget this. If Ultron were truly emotionless, he would be no different from Jarvis. Ultron was a character capable of making emotional decisions because his mind functioned like a human consciousness. So yes, you can expect Ultron to fall in love or feel the need for love. Today, no artificial intelligence can think like us or understand what it means to fall in love. But what made Ultron unique was that he had feelings.
I hoped you would. I wanted to show you. I don't have anyone.
And after destroying everything, he observed how meaningless loneliness truly was and eventually sacrificed himself for the Guardians of the Multiverse. I think Ultron's core consciousness was portrayed very well in the What If series. In the Avengers Doomsday movie, Ultron will once again have his own territory in Battleworld. As one of the most powerful beings in the multiverse, Ultron is definitely not wasted in the MCU yet.
I had strings, but now I'm free.
His return and potential new form would be incredible. Of course, we won't just see Ultron in the Vision series. Along with that, even the Young Avengers will be coming together. The only show I'm truly waiting for this year is Vision Quest. If you're hoping to see something smart and thoughtful in upcoming series, I think this is the only project worth following. Other than that, what's coming won't contribute anything meaningful to Avengers Doomsday. Ultron was once one of the worst villains, but in recent comics, he's become part of the West Coast Avengers. And how strange is it that White Vision was once a member of that team too? In the end, even Ultron joins the Avengers. Just think about that. Because here's the situation. This year, the Wonder Man series will be released, and with his arrival, the West Coast Avengers will begin to form. None of this feels like a coincidence to me, friends. Marvel has started to act according to the comics in a very planned and deliberate way. I just wish they had continued like this over the last 6 years so Marvel wouldn't have ended up in this state. Because Marvel movies have broken people's trust so badly that even the Thunderbolts movie, for which they ran multi-million-dollar ad campaigns, flopped at the box office. If even a film Marvel promoted as the new Avengers ends up like this, then it really shows that there are disillusioned Marvel viewers. In the past 6 years, they've only rarely released good films. If 3 movies come out in a year, 2 are bad and 1 is just fan service. Once upon a time, Marvel saved Robert Downey Jr., and now Robert Downey Jr. is returning to save Marvel. Just that fact alone is enough to explain how far Marvel has fallen. That's exactly why now they're focusing only on projects that will grab people's attention instead of messing around with nonsense. But I wish they hadn't waited this long. If they hadn't waited this long, Marvel could still be in its golden era. One of the biggest reasons James Gunn's DC films are getting so much attention is exactly this. The demand for new DC films is much higher than for new Marvel films. Marvel has essentially crashed due to the decisions made over the last 6 years, and unfortunately, new projects will have to pay the price for that crash.
What doesn't kill you just makes me stronger.
All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed the content I prepared. If there are other videos you'd like to see, don't forget to leave a comment. That's all from me for now. Take care and goodbye.